All right, so we're going to be talking about the games we're looking forward to this year. Off the top of your head, any games you're thinking of you're looking forward to?
No, right now I'm just playing Overwatch.
Continue to play Overwatch.
Whenever Overwatch 2 comes out, play that.
Which probably won't be this year. We'll probably get some more details on it next year. Probably the big part of BlizzCon next year is announcing the date and stuff like that.
Nice.
So I got some of the descriptions from Polygon.com, a really good website. And these are some of the games I'm really looking forward to. 12 minutes. It's an indie game that I'm really looking forward to. And what it is let me explain kind of what this is. A man opens his front door and finds a cop. The cop beats the man to death and accuses the man's wife of murder. Now rewind that by 12 minutes and try it again.
That's an episode of Black Mirror.
Is it? Which one?
The lady with the camera. So, lady has an old school camcorder. You'd record a kid's baseball game, whatever. And she's taking her son to college for the first time, and she's all nervous because her son's never been away from home and all this stuff. And she keeps getting pulled over by this same cop.
I don't remember this.
Every scenario, somehow her son is dead at the end of it. So the first time she accidentally hit it, rewound the tape recorder, rewound time. So she went back to the same morning, and she wakes up and she's all confused, but lives through it over and over again. Every time she keeps finding a different way. It's like Groundhog Day.
Yeah.
But she's trying to find a different way to get around it. So like eventually she's like, they see the cop at the diner earlier that day too. So she like approaches him like, hey, how are you doing? Try to be real friendly, buy him pie, and try to just be real nice. And even then he follows her out to the car like, hey, I need to see the registration on that car. Did you steal it? And all this stuff. And always ends up starting a problem and killing
I think I do remember that part.
Yeah, such a good episode.
You sure that was Black Mirror?
I'm pretty sure it was Black Mirror. Oh, or maybe it was Twilight Zone.
I think it was Twilight Zone.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
Now that I'm thinking about it.
Might be Twilight Zone.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that's this game. You're going to be living that. And you got 12 minutes to try to figure out, okay, how do I stop this from happening? And it's crazy because they've shown in the trailer like different scenarios and like, dude, how'd you even get to that? Like, how did you get to the part where the cop is jumping at the window and like it's freaking nuts?
Yeah.
So I'm really excited to try that. It's a little indie game, and those I've last year like one of my resolutions. The reason we did freebie games is I wanted to try out more indie games, smaller developers, and really got to enjoy some of the big staples out there. So I'm hoping this will be a new one.
That sounds fun, but I'm also worried if it has any kind of like social backlash. Like, are people going to start threatening cops when they knock on the door now, kind of thing?
Well, no, I think there's just a corrupt cop. Corrupt cops have existed in movies and TV shows forever. Yeah. It's not like it's just something that's always been around. Yeah. It's whatever. Don't bring down my game job. Okay? All right. Next up, this one we've been waiting for a long time, guys. Cyberpunk 2077. It's a first-person game set in the future mega city run by various factions of militarized corporations and criminal gangs. It stars a class-based customization mercenary with upgradable combat abilities. This was first announced back in 2013. They've been working on it since then. One big thing I'm really excited about this is they talked about how the game's going to be going vertical. So it's like think of like a big Grand Theft Auto, but it's first person. So think almost like Far Cry, but it's in a big city and you can go up in the city. Like the height of the buildings matters and stuff.
What is that movie? Oh, like Judge Dredd.
Judge Dredd, yeah.
I'm thinking it's like those mega blocks, those big cities where everything's like the wealthy people live up in the higher levels and they just helicopter from building to building.
And cybernetics is a big part of this too, so where people are like upgrading themselves and stuff like that. So it'll be interesting how that changes boss design and
wonder if it'll play a little bit like Crackdown, where you can build yourself
the factions
up and
reminds
jump
you of
higher.
that. Yeah,
that sounds cool.
Yeah. Doom Eternal. This is a follow up of the last Doom game that came out in 2016. This one we have the Doomslayer returning to Earth to try to save the human race from the monstrous horde. It includes an invasion mode, which will allow players to enter someone else's game as a playable demon and then try to mess with them. That's going to be an update that comes out after the game starts.
Wow, that's pretty cool.
Yeah,
so
that's neat.
So anybody else will just be online playing, and you can like try to jump in their game as an enemy and attack.
From what I've seen, you're playing your game and you're just like, oh yeah, it's fun. Also, I'm like, man, this game's a little extra hard. And it's because of somebody else.
Just Kenny76 logged in.
Yeah,
trying to kill you.
So I might buy this game just to mess with Squeaks because Squeaks loves Doom games.
Good idea.
And so I'll be just the demon that's like behind him, like trying to fart on him or something fun.
Let's
see.
That's cool.
I'll stream that. That's coming out March 20th. And again, the update's going to be right afterwards. So it's not going to be, that update's not going to be right away. The next one I'm not looking forward to, but I know everybody else is. Yeah. Final Fantasy VII Remake. Uh-oh. Yeah. So Final Fantasy VII is a staple of gaming, and it's probably the best Final Fantasy in the world or ever. They have the remake, and they put in so much time for this thing. We finally have the first release coming out on March 3rd. The reason I'm not excited about it is they're going to do episodic. So instead of just releasing the game that they promised a long time ago, they're going to be releasing bits and pieces at a time, and you buy each one.
Yeah. Just trying to milk money out of people.
Yeah, so dumb. Like. Yeah. And if you're something like Telltale Games where you're a smaller game, that's fine. But this game we've been waiting for forever.
Yeah.
So it's kind of annoying. Okay, so although based on one of the greatest RPGs of all time, Final Fantasy VII Remake features much that's new, including a full graphical remake and a real-time combat system, though a classic turn-based system will be available. It's being released in episodes starting March 3rd on the PlayStation 4. So I do like the fact that you can kind of play either way, the old school way or the new way.
Yeah. Probably doesn't cost them a lot to give you that option, too.
Yeah, but I wonder how it changes how easy it is to get achievements.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah. Or trophies for PlayStation fans.
Yeah.
Next, we have Gear Tactics. It's a single-player game that takes place 12 years before the original Gears of War, set in the early parts of the Locust War. The top-down game features a character-based story as well as a first-person action cutaways. This is coming out April 27th. What I like is I'm not a big fan. I like the Gears of War world. I just don't like Gears of War games. So this is a Gears of War game that's in that world, not that playstyle.
Yeah, that'd be cool. And isn't this like their fourth game? Isn't there 3?
Oh no, this would be like their 7th, I think.
What? Really?
Yeah.
Oh god.
Because I think there's like Gears 5, but there are 2 other spin-offs, I think.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they got like a Funko Pop one, and they got the maybe this is the 6th.
A Funko Pop game?
Yeah.
That's
Squeak's trying to get me on it. Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah, and it's Gears Funko Pop, like it's the 2 of them together. It's weird.
Yeah.
Next we have Ghost of Tsushima, set in the open world of medieval Japan. It's a third-person stealth combat game featuring samurai-era weapons, as well as fancier gadgets like smoke bombs and flaming projectiles. It's due out on the PlayStation 4 in this summer. This game is stunning.
Yeah.
Oh my god, it's gorgeous, man.
Just the way they describe it sounds like the Assassin's Creed, but in Japan.
Yeah. Cool. I think it is going to be a little bit like that. And man, it's just every time you see a new trailer for it, you're like, I could just watch this as a movie.
Yeah.
I want to be in this world. It's always gorgeous. They always use very rich colors. They're using the full palette. This game looks stunning. I really can't wait for this.
You're going to find yourself just sitting on a rooftop watching the sunset.
And that happens sometimes, man, honestly. Every Bethesda game gets me doing that where I'm like, man, this place is just neat, you know?
That's awesome.
Yeah. Next up is Half-Life Alyx. This is going to be taking place between Half-Life 1 and Half-Life 2. The reason I'm excited for this game, there's 2 reasons actually. It's coming March 2020, and it's going to be the first game that Valve is focusing on VR. So it's going to be like a game they're actually making for VR. Nice. And we need to get more big companies doing that so that we can really test what VR can do.
Yeah. If people like it, cool. If they don't, that's fine. But we need to actually flesh it out and see what it'll be like. I think Valve is the perfect one to do that with too, because I didn't play Half-Life, but like playing Portals, that'd be a perfect game to have VR in. Imagine how
amazing that would be.
But when you get yourself in a portal loop, imagine how sick you'd make yourself in VR.
Well, even just the falling, like, oh, that's right, the boots stop you from dying. Oh, that's right.
But yeah, I definitely want to try Half-Life then, so we can, if we can encourage them to keep making games with VR, it'd be awesome to get to a portal.
Yeah, that'd be cool. The other reason I'm excited about this is maybe it'll re-spark life into Half-Life.
Yeah.
Because everybody's waiting for Half-Life 3. It ended on a cliffhanger. It's time we finish that up. And I hate to be so basic, John, but I'm easily the most excited for Halo Infinite.
Oh, yeah.
A new Halo game.
Have you heard much about the gameplay or what it's going to look like?
We know it's open world now.
Okay.
So it's like, oh, wow, that's exactly what I wanted. I love in Halo 3 when they really let you kind of spread things out a little bit and you got a lot more to explore in.
Yeah.
That was awesome. So now we're getting a lot more of that. So Microsoft Series X console launches next fall and will arrive alongside with Master Chief. Halo Infinite takes place after Master Chief has been asleep and his forces have already lost the war. Developer 343 Industries promises an emphasis on open exploration, which we're guessing will take advantage of Series X's much vaunted capabilities. I mean, I'm buying a Series X, man.
Yeah, I probably have to do that too.
I put the challenge up to Squeaks. It's out there.
What's that?
If he wants to have an episode where me and him debate Xbox versus PlayStation, and then we let the fans vote on what we both buy.
That's ballsy.
I'm down to do that. I'll go Sony. I'm an Xbox man. If he's willing to go Xbox, the fans say so.
Yeah.
He has declined me. If you guys go at Martin something or other, I forget what it is, but check it out through our Twitter and get him to go for it. Maybe he'll eventually switch over to my side. I'm going to keep trying to convince him. We got some time.
Yeah.
I think that'd be fun.
So we're expecting, I mean, it's open world, but is it going to be like an MMO? Or are you going to be in this big map by yourself?
No, I think it's single player, but it's going to be exploration based in the fact that you can kind of like
Yeah, like
I wonder if you pick up missions, like side missions, anywhere.
Play like Grand Theft Auto and stuff where you're in a big map and you could just go wherever, but you can also follow the missions.
I'm so happy it's on a Halo again.
Yeah,
like that's so cool. I just because even back in Halo 1, when you used to look up and see the skybox, it was just a continuing of the ring.
Yeah,
that's like a staple memory for me in gaming. You know, so the fact that we're back at one of those is really cool.
But I'd like to see something where I'm sure you can play with a few friends, can log on or whatever, but it'd be cool if it was an MMO or, I don't know, you can play with more friends. I don't know. Yeah,
I wonder if there's a way to join the other person's friend. Well, we've always done that. You and me have always done. Yeah, every new Halo, we go 2 players, we go through the campaign.
Yeah.
But yeah, I wonder if you could just hop in on somebody else's who's already in the mission, not just like, hey, let's play this mission together.
Or just live in the same world, like play in the same world.
I don't want to Fallout 76, if that's what they're trying to do, though.
Oh, I don't know. I never played that thing.
Yeah, don't. It's not worth it. We have The Last of Us Part 2. This is set 5 years after the events of Last of Us Part 1. And it's a big showing for PlayStation. It's coming to PS4 on May 20th. I mean, this is like one of those. It's like Halo. If you're a Sony fan, you're buying this game. You'd be crazy not to. I wish I had more to say about it. It's just going to be... Everybody's going to purchase it. You're crazy not to, the other game I'm looking forward to, Marvel Avengers. This is going to be an action adventure game. It takes place in San Francisco after an attack. You're playing as the Avengers. You're going to be playing as Thor, Iron Man, Hulk, Captain America, and Black Widow. And you'll be taking turns like rotating from each of one of them. That's coming out May 15th. So it's going to be just a regular action adventure game where you're playing as characters. Yeah. I'm hoping this is good, but we have had an Iron Man game in the past that's real bad.
Yeah, it scares me when you take a big, well-known, super easy moneymaker like that and you put it on a game, because if it has the funding behind it and stuff, it could be a great game. Hopefully it is, but chances are somebody's just stamping the visuals of a easy-to-market characters, putting them on a simple game, and they just know it's going to sell like crazy because grandma wants to buy the grandkids the Marvel game.
I think they'll definitely rake in that money.
Yeah.
But one thing I want to make sure to point out is this is not based off of the MCU. It's based off of Avengers from the comic books. Oh,
that's going to change things.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Yeah, so it's actually going to be like new characters essentially that are Marvel Avengers. I'm interested to see that. New actors and everything like that portraying them.
Maybe that'll be a way to... This is under Disney's umbrella, right?
Well, in the fact that they own Marvel, yeah.
So yeah,
it's not like Disney Games making it.
Oh, they must just like sold the rights to use.
Yeah, I think Square Enix is the one making it actually.
So this might be a good way for them to kind of flesh out a couple characters and see if players like them and relate to them good enough to bring them into a new movie or something.
Yeah, that'd be interesting to see what this could do for the movies.
Yeah.
All right, we got some more. Here we go. Now this is the surprise excitement for me. Everybody else is gonna be like, "Why would you be excited for this?" I'm super excited for this.
What's that?
Microsoft Flight Simulator.
Light Simulator?
Flight Simulator.
Oh, Flight. Oh.
The reason I'm excited for this thing, okay, this is the 11th entry into the series. They've been making them since 1979. It's crazy, right?
It's the one where you fly like a shuttlecraft, right? Like a spaceship?
No, you can fly planes.
Oh.
It's literally where you take off as a plane, you fly around, and you have to try to land it. And it's just simulating a person flying a plane. The reason I'm excited for this one above all the other ones is it's using the Bing Maps and the Azure Cloud to recreate the entire planet.
That's tight.
You could take off from any airport, land anywhere, and if you want to fly from California to New York, it's going to take about 5 hours.
That's tight.
Yeah. Isn't that neat?
Yeah.
So this is a total of, so it's the planet's, it's a total of 197 million square miles that you're going to be able to land and water, more than 2 million cities, and over 40,000 individual airports. Isn't that freaking cool?
That's crazy.
Yeah. That's huge.
I wonder what you would see when so it's using the maps, they're satellites. So I wonder if everything will be on that. Like if you fly over
Air Force One, or I mean not Air 51.
Yeah. Or like when you fly into the airport, is there going to be other planes in that airport, or is that all going to be deleted and you're just flying into like you would a video game?
I think there'll be like no. I've seen NPC ships flying, cruising around like on the water. So I'm assuming there's going to be like NPCs.
Oh, okay.
That'll make it feel real.
Yeah, but I mean, like, do you have to intentionally, edit the terrain to not have the other obstacles in your way? I mean, if you're using the Bing Maps to show the Sacramento airport, you have to show that there's no planes there to crash into.
I think that they just got the map like at one shot, not necessarily like always live.
Feed.
Yeah,
okay, that's cool too.
Yeah,
not as cool, but
I wanted to fly over and just see how the traffic's going to be today.
I'm gonna fly over work and see if I should go in there.
Yeah. But I'm excited for this because first off, everything looks stunning on it. Looks very nice, and I like that idea of like, okay, guys, because same thing. I'll do the same thing with like Civilization, where I'm just like, I'm gonna try to like live a perfect civilization where we really thrive for culture, whatever. It's some experimenting. So I can't wait to try this game out and be like, I'm gonna try to fly around the world, and so you have to actually like plot out. I'm gonna land in this airport. Yeah. You know, it's maybe a mom and pop airport. I'm taking a little, single wing or whatever. You could really kind of experiment with this.
So you see the challenge of flying in it is that what you like out of it, right?
Well, yeah, and I actually enjoy flying myself, but yeah, the challenge is, and the fact that it's super realistic. Like you have all the little meters and stuff like that on your dashboard, and that's how you're guiding your plane. It's not like just a up, down, left, right. Yeah. You actually have to guide all the little things.
I think the best part of that, the coolest part of this would be being able to explore the planet. Like if you want to see what Eastern India looks like, you hop on a plane and you're flying over the actual.
I can't wait for that.
Yeah, you can look at it on your phone right now.
Think about a great game for VR.
Yeah, exactly. Will it be in VR?
Oh yeah, I don't know if it'll be VR. Yeah. I've seen. Oh my god, John! I've seen online where people build their entire rooms for this game.
Really?
Yeah. So you have like monitors that like bend upwards and stuff like that. Like it's a tire cockpit. They got all the controls and like that, like a real cockpit.
Dedication.
That's for the earlier ones. This one will definitely have all that.
Wow, that's cool.
Yeah, that's pretty neat. I know it's such a weird game for me to be so excited about, but it's like top 3 games I'm excited for this year. We have Minecraft Dungeons coming up. Now this is made by Mojang as well, same guys that did it, and it's gonna be like a Diablo style adventure game where you're going, or a dungeon crawler. You go through dungeons and you're trying to clear things. You have your friends with you this whole time, or you can play by yourself too if you want to. And you're just gonna be looting and upgrading gears and fighting different monsters. They have like modified creepers and stuff like that. Like, oh, when that creeper blows up, he spills lava everywhere. Or that one has stuff like that. And it's coming into everything: Mac, Nintendo, Xbox One, and stuff like that. But I'm happy for this just because Minecraft's spreading their wings a little bit. It's about time they start doing that.
Yeah, it's cool. I'm sure it'll make them a lot of money, but I don't think if I do play it, I'm not gonna like, hold my breath for it or anything. I'm sure it will be a fun game, but it's not gonna be the same as Minecraft, as an open world sandbox game where you can build anything and do anything and just survive. Yeah, it's gonna have a certain storyline you have to follow, and
I'm sure.
Like the Telltale Games one was cool, but it's not the same game at all. It's it's just using Minecraft looking skins over.
See, the difference is that Telltale Games was made by Telltale. Yeah. This is actually made by Mojang.
Yeah. But I'm sure, and it'll probably mechanics will all be the same, but you're going to be in a story.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. It'll
so
probably have some story.
Following a path.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm excited because it does look cool.
I like the idea of combining those two. Of having your open world sandbox that has missions in it. Do both. Combine them.
I wonder if they would ever try that. Yeah. Oh boy, that might mess up Minecraft. It'd have to be a story mode. Like it'd have to be like a separate game essentially.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be interesting. I don't know. I'll try it out.
And I like how like we can get on a server and have whatever friends we want, but it'd be nice to be able to like pop in and out of different servers, different worlds, and bring your stuff with you, and like a like multiverse where you can just go visit other worlds and see what other people have built, and then go back to your own with your same character.
That'd be pretty cool. Yeah. All right, so let's go ahead and kind of go pick it up a little bit with these other games here because they're okay. We got New World. This is actually Amazon Game Studios' first big game. It's gonna be a massive multiplayer game. Essentially, it's a survival game where you land on an island, and it's like in the I want to say probably early 1700s level era. I want to say it's about that. And it's got base building craft. So think of Ark. That's
what I was just going to say. It sounds a lot like it's going to be Ark just, 8 million years in the future or something.
Is it? Well, so it'll be Ark minus the dinosaurs and future tech, which is the best
Ark
version of
both.
Ark.
I forgot about that.
Yeah. Ark is confusing.
Yeah. So Ark in like the 1700s, right? But you're still trying to build and survive and fight other people on this open map.
And it's Amazon's first game. Hopefully they do well. Yeah. I mean, it doesn't hurt us to have more game studios, so that's cool. Yeah. The Red Lantern. This is from Timberline Studio, and it's it's coming to the Switch and Xbox One. It's a survival story of a woman who enters the Iditarod, which is the dog sled race up north.
Oh yeah.
And she ends up having to try to survive the obstacles, and like there's a bear attack. So it's basically you're playing a survival game while you're trying to be in the Iditarod. So it's this harsh. And I've played other games that take place up there too, and it just ratchets everything up because you have to worry about the cold, food, and now this you have to worry about dogs too.
Keep your dogs alive and try to keep moving and stop and set up camp and make shelter.
Those create good stories out of just trying to survive and the different things you come across. So I'm excited for that too.
That's cool.
It's, Red Lantern. So check that out, guys. We have the Resident Evil 3 remake. They're going to do the same treatment they did for number 2 to 3. So everybody's going to be playing that one for sure. This one also comes with a 1 vs. 4 multiplayer game called Resident Evil Resistance. And that's coming out April 3rd on PS4, Windows PC, and Xbox One. We have Skull and Bones. That is it's basically using the Assassin's Creed 4 Black Flag ship fighting and making a game out of it.
Nice.
So using that engine, and that is awesome because I love that game. And that one's coming out pretty soon. All right, we got a couple more here. We got Tom Clancy's Rainbow Six Quarantine. Now, Rainbow Six Siege has become a very good game. It started out bad, but it's become a very good game. And one of the play modes called Outbreak, the events, was so popular they decided to make it its own game. So if you guys have ever played Siege and you liked Outbreak event, they're making their own game called Quarantine. And that's going to be coming up here pretty soon. Xbox One, PlayStation, and PC as well. And then we have Total War Saga Troy. So Total War is what it is it's a simulator where you have to maintain an empire or a nation with economy and food and supplies, and you're at war with somebody. And it's so if you were to totally go into war, your people will starve. You'll have it right on the behind. So you have that kind of thing to worry about.
Kind of like StarCraft mixed with Sims. Like you have to worry about their health and everything, but you're also battling.
Yeah, and I love these kind of games. These are real fun for me. They take up a lot of time, and I usually do them while I'm talking to friends who are also usually either playing with me or we're talking about the same thing. So this is right up my alley, and I really like the Troy era. I like when you got that Greece, that whole Mediterranean society. I've always been a fan of those. So this is right up my alley. Last year they had one that was I think it was called Three Kingdoms, that involved like the Chinese dynasties, which is pretty cool.
Nice.
So I'm excited to say it. Yeah, Three Kingdoms, that's what it was. Last up, we're going to be talking about Watchdog Legions. This is going to be much like the previous Watchdogs, except for you actually get a roster of people you're trying to manage, and you could think of a Grand Theft Auto, but you're hacking things the whole time.
Oh, okay.
Okay, and you have a big a roster of guys that you've recruited over the time, and you could actually end up losing them as time goes on.
Yeah.
So you have to really be careful about do I want to risk losing this person who's really good at hacking cars or something like that?
But what do you hack stuff for? Just steal?
No, you're actually trying to create a resolution. I think you steal too, but you're also trying to create like a revolution.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I tried playing Watchdog 1 and it was so terrible. And everybody says don't play Watchdog 1. I tried playing it. It was really bad. So I'm going to try playing Watchdog 2 because that one apparently was very good.
It's kind of like that Die Hard movie where the guys bring together a group of hackers to hack the government and take over.
What is that?
Live Free, Die Hard.
That's the one.
Yeah.
Yeah. With Timothy Oliphant. He's a bad guy. That's good. So yeah, those are some of the games. Okay. I noticed you didn't write any notes.
No.
When we were talking. But what are those games? Any of those look good to you?
Yeah, all of them.
Oh my God. Hey Dan, how you doing?
Right. I know. I should sit there and at least pick one out to write down. The Halo one probably though.
Halo Infinite. I cannot wait for Halo. Yeah. Oh man, it's gonna be so good.
But when as you talk about these games, it reminds me that I play Overwatch right now every once in a while. I don't really spend a lot of time playing video games, but it's like, man, I really want to. I need to start just looking into these smaller games as they come out and try something different all the time.
Indie's right up your alley, man.
Yeah,
a good indie game will take up 5-6 hours to beat.
Yeah,
and the stories they're telling are often a little bit more daring because they don't have to worry about stockholders or something like that.
Yeah.
And they're cheap. And a lot of times they're free on the Epic Game Store.
Yeah.
So it's always worth checking out.
That's what I need to do is at least get on and download the free games and try them out.
Yeah.